So here's a little game. It's in pre-alpha, so if it's a little strange, a little clunky, graphics don't look too good, that's probably why, because the game's not even remotely finished yet. There's a Kickstarter. If you want to check it out, I'll probably put a link to the Kickstarter in the description. But basically, this is, I guess, a sci-fi Dark Souls. I have not tried it yet. I just booted it up real quick to make sure that it was working and that the recording was being properly captured. So I do have an idea already of what the game looks like, but I haven't left the very first room. So we go on a new game, and I don't know what any of these things are. Local time, accretion disc, level events, and odd hour? No idea what any of that means. But local time is what I picked the first time. I have no idea what that means, but that's what I'm picking. So we have a few classes to choose from. We have Ancient Warrior, Disciple, and Newborn. I'm gonna assume Ancient Warrior is basically like if you picked Warrior in Dark Souls. Disciple is probably something similar to like either a Sorcerer or Faith build. Newborn, I think this is our Deprived. I think that's what that is. I think that's our Deprived class. But I'm gonna pick Ancient Warrior. Now the camera's a little zoomed in, though that could probably just be because of the environment that we're currently in. But the movement, I like this. This is very DS1. The movement and camera control. I like that. Not a fan of that stamina bar showing up in the center of the screen there. It's like a Skyrim bar. I've never really liked that. I've never liked bars that deplete from both sides and meet in the middle. I've always found it very difficult to sort of actually accurately gauge how much of the bar is left, because it's depleting from both sides, and effectively you're losing twice as much as what it looks like. Or maybe my brain just doesn't work. Could be that. Left bumper block or fire. So I assume that there is, then, a gun similar to Bloodborne. Left trigger is not doing anything. So I don't know if that means there's no parrying. There's a jump button. And that's our roll. I like the roll. I wonder if it has iframes. The jumping is kinda Castlevania-y. That's maybe not the best comparison because this is in 3D and Castlevania's 2D. Does use stamina. You jump in one direction, you can... Like, if I jump forward, I can move left or right. But I can't bring my trajectory back very much. I can kind of halt myself, can't really turn around in midair. That makes sense. Climb. How's this work? Oh, that's interesting. You just kind of slide up however you want. What's he doing? Just stuff? Keep in mind this is pre-alpha, and that's why that visual effect on there isn't super impressive. Movement's a little jerky, but again, pre-alpha, and also I don't really mind it. It's responsive is the big thing. Like Bloodborne and Lords of the Fallen, like they're more like you know, AAA games. So like the movement isn't quite this jerky, but it's also not quite as responsive. So honestly, this I don't terribly hate. That's good. That's good for pre-alpha. I think this is like if this game is successfully kickstarted and it's even better than this once it's finished, like this might be the best like not from soft Souls game yet, I think. At least as far as what I'm looking for in a Souls game. Axions or Axions appear to be our currency. I've always kind of seen the Dark Souls games and stuff like that as being kind of similar to like the character action genre, like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, that kind of stuff. Oh, that's what left trigger does. It's your sprint button. That's interesting. Yeah, that actually, wow, that's kind of smart. Because in Dark Souls, B or circle if you're playing on PlayStation, that button controls your running, rolling, and jumping, and that's kind of weird to have all those inputs on one button. So having them separated like this, that's smart. But what I was saying is I sort of see them as being very similar to like the character action genre. And in games like Bayonetta, platforming has always been like one of my favorite aspects of those games, and there's a gun. Told you. And to sort of see that explored in like a Souls-style game, I think could be really interesting. What if I block? Okay, you do still take damage. This is not a 100% block shield. Is there backstabs? He's very good at circling around. I don't think there are backstabs. Or at the very least, they're a bit more difficult to do. How do I heal? Can I heal? I don't know how to heal. Maybe you can't. We can do a sprint jump. I assume I need to do one to get across this gap here. I don't like that the messages don't disappear when you walk away from them, though that's probably just a byproduct of how early in development this game is. I am dead. Spawn deceased. Enter next reality. That's... yeah, you can tell that this is definitely a more of a sci-fi approach. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is the blue? What are you? Is that me? Like past reality me? Ooh. There's a nice flow to the combat. Yeah, I don't think there are backstabs in this. Opponent vanquished. And I got souls. Oh! Wait, no. I didn't get as many. Or maybe you just don't get as many. Maybe that's how bloodstains work in this game. Is you just have to fight, parallel universe you to get it back. I don't know. Okay. Let's try this again. No! Yeah! Good stuff. What's this? Stabilize breach. What is this? Connect. Ooh, that's a neat little effect there. That's cool. Connect to the... okay, this is our... infuse user and consume axions. Later we can rephase, synchronize, traverse. Traverse, that's probably warping between these things. Harden, synchronize. What on earth does that mean? Infuse. Okay, that's leveling up. Health, stamina, energy. Probably our magic. Load, equip load. Strength. Reflex. Is that Dex? Cognition and foresight are probably our int and faith. Reflex. What is... I hope it's not like a ADP kind of stat. I'm gonna level up health because I'm pretty comfortable with the damage I'm doing. Oh, okay. So when you get like items, like soul items, you can't just use them right away. You gotta wait till you get to it. That's interesting. We can open this door by touching that orb. You know, since it requires so few more, I don't know if I want to try to make the jump, though. I was gonna say we could go back and just, like, kill one more enemy to get enough to level up again, but with how tricky that jump is, I'm not sure I want to risk it. I'm not sure if I can climb back up there. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay. And I just got enough to level up again, so we'll just go ahead and go back and do that. What? I don't think the guys respawn when you rest at the bonfires. That might just be you know, obviously because the game isn't finished, it's hard to say how much of that kind of stuff is just aspects of the game that they haven't finished yet, or if it's actual like parts of the design. Why to use powers? That looked like it might have been a heal. But it's hard to say. Because since I'm thinking like, you know, in Dark Souls, that's like miracles are yellow and they're usually healing type stuff. Select and cycle through powers. What's the blue one? Is it... Let's find an enemy, because I bet this blue one here... In the top left, you see I can cycle through the yellow and the blue thing. I bet the blue thing... Yep. You throw a hatchet. That's really neat. Okay. So there are definitely iframes, because I was standing, like, right in there. These guys have range. Is this healing? That is healing. We don't appear to have any, you can't make it through the doorway. We don't appear to have any, analog to the Estus system. Wow. That is, some range. Jeez. Wait. What? It looks like the reason that, you don't get, that, like, enemies don't respawn and stuff when you rest is that, you also don't regain your health and magic and stuff from resting either. I think this guy's got, maybe a little more health than he needs. Can I break through this? No? Because what I'm wondering is, with how strong that guy is, am I supposed to fight him? Now, where's Big Demon Man? There's Big Demon Man. I'm wondering... I'm wondering if we're not supposed to fight Big Demon Man yet. So here is... Mr. Bloodstain Man. I think that's what they are anyway. There he goes. Got some axions. I'm probably grossly mispronouncing that, but whatever. Now that red gate, I bet, is a shortcut, in that if we explore around, we will find a way to deactivate that force field type thing, and we'll be able to get further on without having to fight Mr. Demon Man. The silhouette of the Demon Man there. It's a little spooky. I don't think there's even like anything resembling backstabs in this game. Go ahead and heal. Victim's Shield. It looks to be, if I'm interpreting the stats correctly, it appears that it blocks 90% of damage, whereas the other one blocked 30 or 70% rather, meaning 30 would still hit. I don't know if I'm interpreting that correctly though. It's hard to say. I'm finding, and it's likely just a side effect of, you know, the game not being finished, I'm finding playing unlocked is generally more comfortable. Need freight credential. So we are not cool enough to get through that door yet, but if we can find some credentials, boost our ethos a little bit, you know, get some name recognition, then we'll be able to go through there. Where does this go? Hope there's no demon men down here, because I am not strong enough to fight a demon man at the moment. Officer Glaive. Looks like it does a little more damage. That is a bar next to our weapon. Which leads me to wonder, do weapons get their own XP? Like, do you upgrade weapons by using them instead of by finding materials now? I wonder if there's like torches or something similar that you can get, like a flashlight for your character or something, because there are some dark areas. I mean, obviously, you know, it's sci-fi Dark Souls. Makes sense that there would be dark areas. Okay, so that... Hold on. Officer Glaive is going from 15 to 15. I'm not sure why that stat's green. That's weird. It went up to 16. That's probably just a bug. Just a side effect of the game being in a pre-alpha state. So I have a little more damage now. I doubt it's really enough to make too much of a difference against this guy. Yeah, not really. He's got a spooky smile. Okay, yep, I knew it was going to get me one of these days. Can't dodge them all. You can try. He's getting staggered. Man, this is spooky. Is his AI broken? If I had to guess, I bet his AI is just broken. We got Demon Robe. Oh, it's like a skirt. A demon skirt. The most menacing of skirts. Don't give up, Grey Dude. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna get better. What is this? Is this the key? Credential to freight. Yes! Oh, but that's an enemy. Oh, there are multiple enemies that have now become aggroed. Okay, let's try to heal. There we go. It appears as if spells might be the only way to heal in this game, which I think could be an interesting change, because it makes magic a lot more mandatory. There he is. I was wondering, where'd that enemy go? I swear I saw something. Oh, I didn't need to make that jump. I think it could be an interesting change to basically require the player to use magic. But I'm not sure if many members of the community would agree with me on that. It appears we've been locked in. Do we break a window? Oh, there's a switch. Oh, that's smart that they put that enemy there, because it made me go up here. Although, I wonder, with all the neon lights and stuff, if that green light there should be lit up more to be more noticeable. I think that honestly, I don't mind the aesthetic of this game. I think it looks good for being in pre-alpha. I do think if there's anything that I think other people might not like about it, it's the neon lights and stuff. Again, I think it looks alright, but I could understand if someone was like, hey, neon lights in a Souls game. That's weird. Now, I've noticed that despite the fact that I've healed several times now... Okay, I'm noticing a few things. The first thing I'm noticing... You see, I was just about to say, I've noticed that since... Even though I've healed a few times now... my magic has come back. And it looks as though my guess was correct, that you regain MP when you hit enemies. And it also appears as though enemies are respawning. I'm not sure. There's a few guesses that I have as to why that is. The first is that maybe as you progress, the enemies just come back. Like after you've killed a certain amount of enemies that you killed earlier begin to respawn. Like this guy wasn't here before. It could be that after completing certain objectives, like when I got that key, the enemies begin to respawn. I'm almost dead. Or it could just be the game is in pre-alpha and maybe it's not built to handle keeping track of... Nope, they're definitely respawning. They are definitely respawning. Like, is that demon guy gonna respawn now that those 3 guys are dead? Or was the demon guy not the next guy that I killed? I don't know. But I bet after that, after I killed those guys, that some other enemy in the area respawned. What's this? You gonna tell me? I got red thing. And the game didn't tell me what red thing was. What is red thing? Nothing. I'm also really curious as to what that little clock thing by my health and magic is. It might just literally be an in-game timer, and there's certain events that rely on the timer. But I get the feeling that maybe this game has some kind of crazy Demon Souls style like world tendency system. Which frankly, if that's the case, I bet they could do some interesting stuff with that. I've got a slew of paths to take. I kind of don't want to jump down here because I don't think I can easily get back up. It looks like I'll need to do some kind of adventuring, or maybe I could just jump it. I don't know. Can I jump on top of these? I can, so yeah, if I go down here I can just jump back onto that thing and come up. So we'll go ahead and take that guy out. And there wasn't anything here anyway. Yay! Man, with how dark the game is, like, oh, I am right on the edge of that platform. It's hard to see what's going on sometimes, as you can see. But it's pretty spooky. Like I believe the developers has, or at least some of the people I've seen talking about the game have said, need Vault Credential A, and I bet I need a Vault Credential B too as well. Yep. I've seen some people say that they're kind of going for like almost like a Dead Space vibe with this game, and I kind of get it. And I didn't really like Dead Space, but it wasn't because of the aesthetic or the spookiness of it. It was the gameplay. Just didn't like the gameplay in Dead Space very much, but this is pretty nice. I can dig it. Oh, he's got oh my gosh, so many combos. Okay, that was a bad dodge. Too late. Okay. Oh, the joys of learning a new Souls game. The other... Oh, there I go. Did I have any... What is that? Mind Vessel Unknown. What? A reflexive onyx cube that emanates a peculiar warmth, even though it appears to be anonymous. Do I do something with that at the bonfire? No? So unfortunately, since I already picked up those red things, I guess they don't come back. So now we'll never know what they do. So there's no demon there now. Is he just further down, or has he not spawned in yet? I wonder if it's like a timer, like... That's probably what it is that the fiery enemies just don't spawn in yet. but they'll be back. Oh, uh-oh. Yep, we have, uh-oh. Skyward Sword, anyone? We have queued inputs. We definitely have DS1 style queued inputs, and you don't want to accidentally mash your healing, because you will use it. Okay. What? Also, apparently walking on a slope cancels your spell. Again. Pre-alpha. I think I just got a spell. Nil projectile. Yeah, I just got a spell. Whoa. That's interesting. I didn't realize I had that many different abilities. Yes! I did it. I beat souls. I'm gonna die. That is not the spell I wanted to use. I don't know what that did. If I had to guess, judging... Oh, it's infinite stamina. It's temporary infinite stamina. That's cool. That's interesting, though, having your healing be tied to whether or not you're attacking enemies, essentially. There's Vault Credential A. Let's see. Let's go down the spooky green hallway, where we'll probably get ambushed. Hello, spooky green man. Goodbye, spooky green man. Let's get a rail gun. It's hard to get a good look at it in the poor lighting in this area. I'm expecting any second now to find that that shortcut. Oh shoot. Okay. Looks like we've been here long enough that the fiery demon man has spawned in. I don't think we can jump up there. Oh wait. I totally missed something the first time I came here. We can climb up here. That's how we get in there. Roll. I like that this has DS1's queued inputs. I hope they don't take that out when the game's finalized, because I know there's a lot of like Dark Souls 2 fans and stuff that don't really like queued inputs, but it's my jam. Here is our next bonfire, or breach, or whatever they're called. Can we warp right away? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we need to get the ability. Now, is there a switch nearby to open that? I bet the switch is on the other side of the door, and that's going to be a shortcut to another area later on. Let's test this gun out on Mr. Demon Man over here, wherever he's ran off to. We'll go ahead and put Credential A in here. I think it was Credential A. Yeah, there's Credential A. Now we need to go find Credential B. Okay, here's Demon Man. That's not very much damage. It uses magic. Ah! Not worth. I didn't realize that used magic. Man, that's lame. I mean, I guess it makes sense since, first of all, they are basically projectile magic, it looks like. And in Bloodborne, your bullets serve as both basically your magic and your basically your magic and your bullets. So I guess it makes sense, but that doesn't stop it from being a little lame, you know. Stuff can make sense and still not be cool. He's got sick combos. Come on. Okay. Okay, come on. It's like one more hit. One more hit. One more hit. 2 more hits. It's really neat fighting those guys. They're tough. Maybe a bit tougher than they need to be, but it's a cool fight. I think they just have maybe a little too much health. Like it's not to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, this is impossible. But it's enough that it's like, okay, maybe this should be like a Black Knight type enemy where you can fight it if you're feeling, you know, real confident in yourself, but you're not required to fight it if you don't want to. And dang it. Now, I'm a little curious. I've gotten a better weapon, and I'm noticing these phantom fellas are dying faster. I've only leveled up my HP twice, even though I've leveled up my damage a few times. So now I'm wondering, does the phantom just have the same stats as the player? Is basically what I'm asking. Oh, that's weird. Okay, there's a bit of a glitchiness with the pause menu there, but again, pre-alpha. What do you expect? Because that's almost like an incentive to not level up your health if the phantom scales with it. Although I guess you could argue that that could technically be a good thing, because it kind of incentivizes challenge runs to a greater degree, because even though you're putting yourself in a more vulnerable position, you know, it's a Souls game, you're going to be dying a lot, so it might be beneficial to make it so that when you do die, the you know, more or less punishment of having to fight your evil doppelganger, you know, it's not quite as bad if the doppelganger isn't very strong. Let's grab this. Got a demon scythe. Which is just neato burrito. It's a big old doom-looking demon. Oh, he is jumping down after us. I did not think he would do that, and I can barely see him. Now, it looks like these guys are... Whoa. He hits like a truck. He can't take quite as many hits as the demons, like the big demon fellows. But it seems like he hits quite a bit harder than even those demon guys do. And it looks like that yellow item that he had nearby him was probably the other credential that we need to get through that door. And just judging by the fact that we need 2 keys, and like this is a, you know, pretty elaborate door here, I bet there's a boss behind it. If that's the case, I'm excited to see what bosses are like in this game. Okay, so this is... It's like a DS2 halberd. Nah. If it was a... Wait a second. Hold up. So we have 2 sets of spells. Like up on the top left, those 2 squares are our spells. Right now I'm cycling through our top spell. It looks like those spells are like how spells work in the Souls games. Like they're basically like a scroll that you equip and unequip and stuff like that. But the bottom one, those spells are tied to our weapon. That's neat. I like that. That's really interesting, actually. What's this? Mind Vessel. I'm real curious about these Mind Vessel things. Mind Vessel AS. This one simply has the initials AS carved on it. So, I don't know yet. But if I had to guess, I bet that eventually we're going to be able to do something with those. And I bet that they exist to give us lore. Everyone's favorite thing. I think, again, you know, obviously pre-alpha. That should go without saying. Basically, any time that I criticize this is, yes, the game is in pre-alpha. I understand that. Not everything's complete. Things are subject to change. I don't like the menu for the spells and stuff. It's too small. The indicator for what you have equipped at the moment is not, like, it's just that white square around whatever spell I have equipped. I don't think it's clear enough in terms of informing the player what they have equipped at any given moment. I think that it's a little hard to tell. But the game's in pre-alpha, so that'll probably change. So I want to get out of this pitch black abyss of a room as fast as possible. Oh, shoot! What I'm getting at is I'd like to find a way out of this room. There we go. Here we go. Dang it. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Is this credential? Credential? Vault credential B. There we are. I'm just gonna run past that guy, because he is way spookier than what I can handle right now. I want to see what that item is, but it's probably not worth it. Oh no! Ah! Now that is a platforming puzzle. Not really. It's just you jump and then you hit X to grab it, and I accidentally hit B to try and run instead of left trigger because I'm used to playing actual FromSoft Souls games where that's how the rules go. Yeah, I think it's more intuitive to have them as separate buttons, but it definitely is going to take some getting used to after spending so much time playing the Souls games. What is this? Why though? What? Why was there a boss fog? Also, apparently that's boss fog? So, was I actually able to go through that other fog and I just didn't get close enough to see the prompt? Or something? Let's heal up. Oh, man. Okay, there's that guy. There's that guy. Does the heavy attack break through the shield? Not really. Kinda just gotta bait their attack. I'm wondering if this game has or is going to have like a poise system. Because I mean, if it's not as simple as just certain attacks guard break. Oh shoot, dude, come on. This is tough. 2 of these guys, really? Like, I can understand, right? Like, having the crowd control around the smaller enemies, but expecting me to crowd control 2 of these guys? I mean, it seems like they're not doing as much damage as the big fiery ones are, but it's not easy. Oh, man. Jeez. Like, they've got killer range. Okay, so I got enough magic to heal back up. So let's go back in. Okay, there's our first demon fella down. Oh, man. Yeah, that hitbox stays for a little bit. It looks like these lesser ones, because this I think is even smaller than the very first one we fought. It looks like they can't use the spell, like the AoE that the big ones can. And we got some kind of item, nil imbuement. I think that's a power. It's not a power. What is it? Stabilized sample of pure nothingness. An incomprehensible contained phenomenon can be imbued into a weapon. Okay, that's infusion. I'm not a huge fan of how you don't really have any way of refreshing the area other than dying. I mean, the systems that are at play are interesting, but I think that it'd be good to have the option. So it looks like when you level up, it does bring your HP and magic back up, but it doesn't seem to refresh the enemies. Which is interesting. This is a very, very dark room. Am I supposed to... Oh, that's the end of the demo. Okay. That was really neat. I'm excited for this. I hope this gets kickstarted. Hope it gets finished. I hope it's a nice little game. Hellpoint. Let me just check out what these other options here are. Accretion Disc. Is that going to start a new game? What is Accretion Disc? All right. So I just went through all these different options here, and I'm not really sure what any of them change. I'm not 100% certain. If anyone, could say like, oh, it changes this, it changes that, like if it makes some kind of interesting change, maybe I'll go back through, check these out, see what's different about them. But I think for the time being, that's going to wrap it up. So this is Hellpoint. It's on Kickstarter. Really neat sci-fi Dark Souls. This is promising. I think this definitely has the potential to be the best non-FromSoft Souls style game that we've seen yet. I think it's really cool. I think it's really great, and I'd encourage you to check out the demo for yourself and see how you think it plays. So for the time being, that's going to be all. This is ThroughLidlessEye signing out. Comment, favorite, subscribe, like, or even dislike. Just show that you care. And I'll see you next time. And hopefully next time won't be another year or so from now.